Hi everyone, this is your revision packet 1. In these 3 revision packets, we will be revising chapter number 7. I will explain the entire fact sheet again so that we can study for our exams really well. Okay, so in this revision packet, I will be covering 3 things. What are physical quantities, what are scalar quantities, and what are vector quantities. Let's see a little bit about physical quantities. So, like Didi has written here, physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured, right? For example, mass, weight, speed, temperature, and volume, right? Let's understand this with an example. Okay, let's say I ask you to go to the market and get 2 liters of milk. Okay, now this here is a physical quantity. Why is 2 liters of milk a physical quantity? Because you can measure it, right? So if you go to the market, the the shopkeeper can measure the milk and give you 2 liters of milk. Okay, but if I ask you, how much do you love your friends, right? If I ask you, how much do you love your friends, right? Or how much kindness did you show today? Can you tell me that in the form of measurement? Can you tell me you showed 2 kg of love today? Or can you tell me that I showed 2 liters of kindness today? No, right? Love, kindness, friendship, you can't really show them with numbers, right? You can't show these things with numbers. That is why they are not physical quantities. But let's say 2 liters of milk, right? Um, one 1 kg of tomatoes, 1 kg of tomatoes, 2 degrees Celsius. Let's say the temperature outside is, it's very cold. It is 2 degrees Celsius outside. All these things can be shown, that all these things can be measured. If you want to measure your temperature, your body temperature, you can get a thermometer, right? That is why it is a physical quantity. So anything that can be measured, for example, For example, 2 liters of milk or 3 kgs of tomatoes, or let's say 70 degrees Celsius. All these are physical quantities. Why are these physical quantities? Because you can measure them. You can show them with the help of numbers and units. Now let's move on to the second question, which is, how do we express physical quantities? So we saw what are physical quantities. Now let's see how do we express physical quantities. So we express physical quantities with the help of magnitude, right? Magnitude. Now magnitude is equal to value plus unit, right? Any physical quantity, any physical quantity is expressed with the help of magnitude, right? We saw that anything that can be measured is a physical quantity. How do we show the measurement of physical quantity? Using a magnitude. So like Farzana walks 2 kilometers to school, right? Let's say 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers is length, right? It is a length. 2 kilometers is physical quantity because you can measure it, right? You can measure the length. You can measure 2 kilometers. Now in 2 kilometers, 2 is value. 2 is the numerical value and kilometers is unit. Similarly, let's say Habib bought 5 kgs of rice. Okay, 5 kgs of rice from the market. Habib bought 5 kgs of rice. Why is 5 kgs a physical quantity? Because you can measure it, right? If you go to the market and ask the shopkeeper to give you 1 kg of rice, the shopkeeper will measure it and give you 1 kg of rice. So it's a physical quantity. So 5 kgs is a physical quantity. Here again, 5 is value and kgs is unit, right? And 5 kgs is magnitude, right? It is mass, this is magnitude. Similarly, 3 liters is again magnitude. In 3 liters, 3 is value and liters is unit. So Faizan drinks 3 liters of water every day. So 3 here is numerical value, liters is unit. 3 liters together is magnitude, right? Mass is also magnitude. 5 kgs is magnitude. 2 kilometers is magnitude. So similarly, 3 liters, which is volume, is magnitude. And in this magnitude, 3 is value, numerical value, liters is unit. Okay. Similarly, for the last one, Asia got 2 meters of wool. Meters is again length, right? 2 is value, meters is unit. Okay. I hope you have understood this. Now there are two types of physical quantities. What are these two types of physical quantities? Scalar quantity and vector quantity. Two types of physical quantities. Remember this chart and remember the types. Two types. Okay. Scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now let's see what are scalar quantities. Scalar quantities, a quantity that can be expressed completely by its magnitude alone is called scalar quantity. So, for example, length of a cloth is 2 meters. If you just say length of the cloth is 2 meters, it is understood. You don't need to say 2 meters in the left, 2 meters in the north, or 2 meters in the south. You don't need to say it. Temperature outside is 32 degrees Celsius. Area is 30 centimeter square. Mass of the vegetables is 30 kg. Okay, all these are scalar quantities. Let's see what are vector quantities. So, vector quantities are those that can be completely expressed only when magnitude and direction are both given. So, for a vector quantity, we tell both magnitude and direction. For example, displacement. Displacement of the ball was 20 kilometers towards the north. So here 20 kilometers is magnitude, north is direction. Okay. So 20 kilometers here is magnitude and north is direction, right? So here we are saying both magnitude and direction. Displacement of the ball was 20 kilometers towards the south. So this is a vector quantity. So just remember, for scalar quantities, we just express with the help of magnitude. For vector quantities, we express with the help of both magnitude and direction. So if the direction is given along with magnitude, it is a vector quantity. If only magnitude is given, then it is a scalar quantity. Okay. Let's move on to understand scalar and vector a little better. Okay. So let's say here, situation 1, Jamal told Hussein that he needs only 2 kgs of dal. Does Joseph need more information? So if I tell you get 2 kgs of dal from the market, you will get 2 kgs of dal, right? You don't need more information. Here 2 kgs is magnitude only, right? 2 kgs is only magnitude. So it is a scalar quantity. But if Jamal tells Joseph, let's say there is a shop which is 2 kilometers away, 2 kilometers away there is a shop, then Hussein will need to ask Jamal in which direction is the shop. I don't know if I have to go left or right, right? Like if I tell you, go 2 kilometers from here, there is a shop, you will not find it. I will have to tell you whether to take left or right. So 2 kilometers towards north is displacement, which is a vector quantity. If you did not understand, look at these two situations. हाउ विल यू आस्क फॉर वेजिटेबल्स इन द मार्केट? आप मार्केट में जाते हैं तो आप सब्जी के लिए कैसे पूछते हैं? मुझे 2 किलो टमाटर दे दो, 1 किलो आलू दे दो, 3 किलो भिंडी दे दो, है ना? आपने कभी ऐसे बोला है कि मुझे लेफ्ट डायरेक्शन में 3 किलो चाहिए या राइट डायरेक्शन में 3 किलो चाहिए? नो, राइट? हम हमेशा ऐसे पूछते हैं, 2 किलो टमाटर चाहिए, राइट? वी आस्क 2 kgs of tomato. So here we only say magnitude, that is 2 kgs. We don't tell direction. We don't say 2 kgs in the north or 2 kgs in the south or 2 kgs in the north, right? So क्योंकि हम बस 2 kg बोलते हैं, that is the magnitude. Mass which is 2 kgs is scalar quantity. ठीक है? लेकिन अगर आपको किसी को लोकेशन बताना है, look at situation 2. Situation 2 says, how will you tell the location of a place to someone, right? तो अगर आपको किसी को किसी जगह का लोकेशन बताना है, जैसे अगर मुझे आपको बताना है वो स्कूल का रास्ता ऐसे है, तो मैं आपको रास्ता कैसे बताऊंगी? आगे जाके लेफ्ट लो, फिर लेफ्ट जाके 1 किलोमीटर दूर में स्कूल है ना? So when we are telling the location of a place, we tell both magnitude and direction. How do we tell the location? The place is 2 kilometers towards north from here, or the place is 2 kilometers towards left, or the place is 2 kilometers towards right. तो हम जब भी रास्ता दिखाते हैं किसी को रोड पे, तो हम हमेशा डायरेक्शन भी बताते हैं, आगे जाके लेफ्ट में जाके 5 किलोमीटर दूर है, राइट? So when we are saying magnitude plus direction, when we are telling both magnitude and direction, that is 2 kilometers in the north direction, then it is a vector quantity. So what are the two types of quantities? Scalar quantities and vector quantities. How is it measured? Scalar quantities are measured with the help of magnitude, whereas vector quantities are measured with the help of both magnitude and direction. Okay, so scalar quantities are measured with the help of magnitude. Vector quantities are measured with the help of both magnitude and direction. Example of scalar quantities, जैसे हमने देखा था 2 किलो टमाटर, right? 2 kgs. We don't need to tell the direction here. That is example of scalar quantity. Vector quantity example, 2 kilometer towards south, towards north. तो जैसे हमने एग्जाम्पल में देखा था, आप किसी को रास्ता दिखाते हैं तो आप डायरेक्शन भी बताते हैं, आगे जाके लेफ्ट में 2 किलोमीटर, आगे जाके राइट में 2 किलोमीटर, राइट? सो डिस्प्लेसमेंट which is 2 kilometers towards north is a vector quantity because here there is both magnitude and direction, right? So this is about scalar quantities, vector quantities, and physical quantities. If you have any confusion, please ask Didi on WhatsApp or you can call Didi. Thank you.